Hello and welcome to the Megamation Direct Line training video. In this video we'll be going over the inventory detail entry. The inventory detail entry, you can enter a new part that is specific to a specific warehouse, including the minimum and maximum quantity, supplier, and other fields. This means you can also enter the same part in two different warehouses at the same plant. To start off, we can go to Module, Inventory Detail Entry. The detail entry, you can also bring up existing parts, modify them, and delete them. So to start off, we can enter a new part number in. It has to be alphanumeric. We're going to type in 106390. We're going to give it a warehouse of MT for main crib. We're going to give it a description of bearing. And for the class, from the drop down in class, we're going to choose bearing. In the type, you can choose stocked because this is a stocked part. For units, we can choose each. For the category, you can choose A, B, or C. Your unit cost is going to be $30. We're going to choose average cost and average voucher cost, and voucher markup costs are all come from whenever you receive the purchase order. For the manufacturer, we're going to give it GM. And we're going to give it a part number, a manufacturer part number of AC106390. If you check the option for inventory tag, this will give you the option to use it in the serialized tracking in the tool and die module. If you check it as hazardous materials, this will designate it as a hazardous material. Your min-max is where you're going to actually use to use your automatic reorder, which we'll go over in another video. But we're going to give our maximum is going to give our 10. The minimum is going to be 5. Right now the quantity on hand is going to be 5. And warehouse on hand quantity is actually calculated from any received purchase orders. Your reorder quantity would be how many parts you want to reorder at the time whenever you run your automatic reorder. So we'll choose, say for instance, 5. We're going to choose account number, and we choose account number from the drop down. And your total on order quantity is from unapproved. Your aisle shelf bin is the location in the warehouse where it's stored, so we're going to give it an aisle of aisle A, shelf 2, bin 23. You can also, from this view blanket order details, you can actually view the blanket order details for this particular part. Now we want to select the supplier from the supplier, so click the magnifying glass next to the supplier. We're going to type in a supplier, or we can hit OK to select the supplier. And we're going to say that it's supplied by Abel. And any of the suppliers are entered through the supplier entry, which will be covered in a different video. You can give it a supplier part number, so we're going to say it's AC106390. Unit of measure, what could be different from what's here, so we can choose a different unit of measure or the same. How much lead time is required, so say if you need 2 days. And this would be any blanket purchase orders that are related to it. On page 2, this is actually where you enter your related pieces of equipment, which will give you your bill of material. So you click the binoculars next to the piece of equipment. You can choose a class, so we'll choose class of, say for instance, an airplane. We'll hit OK. Airplane hanger, we'll choose OK again. And we can choose whatever quantity we want to be associated with that part for that piece of equipment. The other option here is we can use include item in physical count management, so we can actually choose to use it in the next physical count management, which will be covered in a different video. We can enter substitute parts on the substitute part list, which will be used in substitute of that part. You can also view the blanket orders again on this page. In page 3 is where you can enter your notes and comments. So type GM part. This would be any tag particulars that are associated with the tool and die or serialized tracking. And this would be your supplier again. So we'll go back to page 1. And basically you have all your detail entry filled in, so we hit the save button up here, or go file, save, and that's it to entering a part through the inventory module.